Merry Christmas! I'm Officer Joe Mello with the Kent Police Department, and Christmas happens to be my favorite time of the year. And I'm going to read you a Christmas story. The story I have chosen is WALLE, a gift for WALLE. WALLE and Eve peeked over the top of a pile of garbage. The humans were acting strange, they thought. What were they up to now? They saw two men stringing small colored lights along a rusty iron fence. Another set up a plastic statue of a fat, white-bearded man in a red suit, a red hat, and black boots. Strangest of all, the captain from the spaceship's Axiom was singing in a loud, joyful voice. WALLE and Eve listened to the words carefully. Confused, they looked at each other. Rudolph? A glowing nose? They thought that Rudolph must be a kind of robot like WALLE and Eve, but neither of them had heard of a reindeer bot before. WALLE and Eve sneaked closer to where the humans were working. They called their bot friends over to take a look. While the robots were watching curiously, the humans hung a green circle with a small red dots on a storefront. More of the humans started singing. One little girl even shook a silver bell. Some of the robots had seen behavior like this before when they were living on Axiom. It seemed to happen every 12 months. They had never been able to figure it out before. WALLE looked closely at the humans. He tried to understand what made them so different. Then he put his little metal fingers on it. The humans looked happy. Most of the time on the Axiom, they had looked tired and bored. But there was something about what they were doing right then there on Earth that seemed to make them very happy. WALLE thought if it made the humans so happy, maybe it would make the robots happy too. The robots studied the humans for hours. They stored what they saw in their computer brains. Then they set out to copy the humans. Some of the bots picked up trash left by the humans, bits of tinsel, fake holly, and scraps of lightly colored paper. The light bots collected hundreds of strings of lights. WALLE already had a couple in his trailer. He always thought they were pretty, and Eve loved them. When the electricity was turned on, the lights shone so brightly that they looked like a supernova. M.O. hung up old socks on a wall. He had no idea why anyone would want to put socks on the wall, but the humans were doing it, so he figured he would too. Vacuum Bot sucked up packing peanuts to fill several boxes. Unfortunately, he also vacuumed up a nose full of dust. Achoo! He sneezed. Little white peanuts floated down from the air, coating the floor like a blanket of snow. WALLE and Eve roamed the grounds outside the trailer for more things to use. WALLE went one way, Eve went the other. Eve picked up a piece of shiny metal. She found some scraps of wrapping paper too. She stored them inside her chest cavity. Suddenly, she overheard two humans talking excitedly. One of them was the captain. "I just love Christmas, don't you?" the other human said. "The lights, the decorations, the cookies, the presents. Christmas is my favorite time of year." Christmas, what a lovely word. Eve rolled it around in her mind. It sparkled all her circuits. Was that the name for what the humans were doing? She stopped to listen more closely to what they were saying. "Yes," the captain said slowly, "but don't forget, Christmas isn't about things. That's just what, by and large, wants us to believe. It's about giving, not just presents. It's about showing your friends and family you care about them." The captain's words hummed inside Eve. Robots didn't have family, but they did have friends, and she had one friend who meant more to her than any other, WALLE. He had to come to save her when she was on Axiom. He had even given her his spare parts. He had cared for her and watched over her. Eve needed to show WALLE that she appreciated him. But what kind of present would that be? Eve roamed far and wide. She searched and searched. She found many pieces of junk, but none of them was quite right. Then, from WALLE's trailer, her gaze locked on something small in the dirt. It was the perfect present. 2 days later, it was Christmas Eve. The bots had prepared a celebration just like the humans had. Some of the smaller bots were stirring with excitement. The umbrella bot wore a pointy red hat with a white pom-pom on top. The robots beeped out the words to the songs they had heard. They didn't always understand the human words, so they made up some of their own. While all the bots were celebrating the holidays in their own high-tech way, Eve pulled WALLE aside. She held out a present wrapped in a pretty, patterned paper. WALLE looked surprised. "Eva?" he asked. Eve nodded. WALLE turned the present this way and that. He was so busy admiring how the shiny paper shimmered on the colored lights that he almost missed Eve motioning to him. "Open it," Eve signaled. WALLE carefully unwrapped the present. He folded up each scrap of paper and laid it on the ground next to him. Finally, he pulled away the last piece. In his hands, WALLE held a little evergreen, a miniature Christmas tree. The longer version of Eve's name was Extraterrestrial Vegetation Evaluator. She had been trained to find plants and was drawn to the little tree. She knew that WALLE, with his kind ways and big heart, would take better care of this present than anyone. WALLE and Eve went outside. Together they dug a hole in the earth and planted the Christmas tree. WALLE gently placed a shiny silver star on top. WALLE and Eve looked at the tree. The star twinkled brightly. It reflected the light from the real star shining far above in the night sky. Eve reached out her hand and WALLE took it. "Eva?" he said. Now he understood why humans liked Christmas so much. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and thanks again for listening to my story. We want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas from the city of Kent.